Hey there, everybody. Happy Sensational Saturday. I hope today has brought you nothing but reasons to smile. And if it hasn't, you know how it goes, right? By the time I'm done here today, you will have either laughed at me or with me, and I'm okay with both. Well, it's been a while, so I thought that I would come and say hello, and I would also come and read a little bit of my book for you, the latest one, Spilling the Tea. If you haven't got it, it's available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Walmart, Book Barn, Goodreads. There's all kinds of different places that will give a link to order this book. I have heard, however, that Barnes and Noble is getting it out a little faster than some of the other competitors, so you may want to go that route. I hope that you have been searching for more and more of you in this 2023 year. I know for some of us, we've had some challenges that we haven't talked about. I, for one, have went through a little joy, a little storm, a little growth, and I believe that's the way it's intended. But if we can keep a smile on our face through the whole process, well, we're doing better than most. So without further ado, hey, how are you? Long time no see. I know I'm glad to be back here too. You can expect more of this as I'm stepping into more recordings, and I have some great ideas and things that are coming out for you as well. It's important. It's important when we have a gift to use it. And it's important when you know that somebody needs a good word to give it. And so for me, I've been focusing on service, and I've been focusing on growth. And I've been focusing on making sure that I am listening and I am doing the things I need to do in alignment with what I'm here to give. So for some of you, you're like, I haven't seen you. Where have you been? Trust that I am doing what it is that I am guided to do. And when we do grow, it is important that we get closer to ourselves as well. And so here I am. And without further ado, I won't give all the reviews all up front. I figured per each recording, what I would do is I would give one review, and then I would go into a little bit of the book, because if not, then we become like this. You don't want to hear about what people said about the book the whole time. You probably want to know what's inside the book. I will tell you that this is more or less a guide. It has a lot of deep information in it, and there's a lot of good take-home nuggets. But this is not it's not here to give you a story or a bunch of fluff as much as it is to give you real life, real-time examples of how it is so important and often ignored that we need to continue to work on ourselves, and that it's not the easiest work. But as I've quoted in this book, and I've said in other times, inner work is the winner work, and awareness is power, and you are worth it. So without further ado, here we go. If you have ordered a book from me, I have included a Pickled Heart sticker just for you. I tend to keep it on my water bottle. Some, just use it as a bookmark, give it to the kid around the block. It's just a simple reminder that, love matters. So, Spilling the Tea. As you guys know, I did dedicate this book to my mother. I did this, let me just read why I dedicated it to her. So it says, I dedicate this book to my mother. You passed when I was 6, but your spirit lives in me. Thank you for being the vessel chosen for my existence. Looking into your lineage, you came from pain, abuse, neglect, and brokenness. Your love is so strong that it called for me to heal and share my healing with the world. I am sorry for the pain that you endured. May all the generational curses stop here. I love you, Mama. To all those parentless children, and even those who may now be adults, please know that God doesn't make mistakes. He creates gifts. There is treasure in each of you. I pray that you have the courage to heal and live your gifts. The world needs you. So I'll go with my first, just to give you a little insight. What I did is I had picked a few of my clients who were willing to be open about their experience with tea therapy, which is where Spilling the Tea title came from. And so I asked a couple who were willing to share their experience, and I asked them the same 5 questions, pretty much. And it says, what was the major concern or reason that brought you to me for my services? And what did tea therapy do for you? Why would you recommend my services? What has working with me done for you? Is tea therapy something you can always get use of, and will you continue to use it? So the first one I'll use is from somebody in California. She wrote, I had lost a good amount of weight and size, had plastic surgery, but still felt so empty. I felt out of control of my emotions and myself. fighting overwhelming sadness and binge eating. At first, I felt a little odd to write a good and bad list on important people in my life. While doing my first tea, I was definitely taken over by very powerful emotions, crying from such a deeper place than I have before, like a cleansing cry. The finishing emotions I felt while writing the letter brought it more together for me. I felt there were times with the other letters that it left me feeling complete for that tea, and sometimes it brought me peace, and sometimes it brought me happiness. The burning really brings it all together. Rebirth of your soul through fire. With every tea that I have done, I have walked away from the burning feeling lighter in my soul, having this sense or this feeling of my beautiful soul glowing brighter. I have been in typical talk therapy, and it has never really done much for me. When I started receiving services from Amy, I must admit I was cautiously optimistic, while also knowing she was the right person for me. Amy brings far more than the how did it make you feel or describe the emotion you felt in the moment. She brings genuine care and wants to truly see you conquer each hill that you have to climb. She will push you in all the best of ways to truly grow the way that you can. Before Amy, I really didn't see how much I didn't love myself and value myself. Working with her, I can not only finally look at myself in the eyes and say, I love you, but I also respect the value of myself enough that I can finally make my dreams a priority. The confidence I have now for myself is indescribable. I am 38 years old, and I have never had the confidence that I feel inside of me now. She guided me down this path of glowing inside and shining bright. I feel that tea therapy is absolutely something that I can always get use of. I feel there is still growing that I can do, and I can see myself continuing to utilize tea therapy. A few things. Tea therapy is a 5-step process. So as she was talking about the steps, it's because it's just not one simple thing. There's actually a process to it. It's 5 steps. The other thing is, she mentioned that she can say that she loves herself. And I know that many times we see that as something so simple, right? Why can we not tell ourselves, oh, I love you? You'd be surprised how challenging that has been for some of my clients, especially those who may not have came from a household where the L word was something that was so freely used or even expressed or even believed. So I'm happy to say that this individual is still carrying on with my services, and she is growing leaps and bounds. So we'll save the next review for the next read, and we'll go from there. So I'll take you into chapter 1 of this book. Thank you for coming along with me today and hearing me read. It's important that we remember that there's something in us, and there's something important in us. Our life is valuable. We all have something to give. We have our unique blueprint for a reason. So, chapter 1, something has to give. I just love how they put the little T thing on the top of the book. I just love that. Something has to give. I'm trying, but nothing seems to work. Sleepless nights, constant worry, feeling overwhelmed and defeated. Do any of these sound familiar? I can relate. I felt like life was on an every 2-year repeat button. I'd gain traction and the shoe would drop. I would feel like things were okay. Then I would see the same scenarios reappear in my life. It didn't matter where I'd move to, what job I'd get promoted to, how much money I made, what people would come in or out of my life. I would still end up with a mind full of worry and a heart feeling overwhelmed. I had tried the things suggested for my situation, such as positive affirmations, goal setting, podcasts, meditation, prayer, and of course, I even had to search Google for the answers. Anybody? I had considered some not so traditional methods, as well as hypnotherapy, walking on fire, fasting, and even moving to a foreign country in pursuit of complete reset. I tried recalling grandma's lectures, Big Brother's advice. I even got on my knees and prayed for a wise husband to come with the answers. I attended classes, courses, master classes. I doubled up on prayer, meditation, walks, grounding, reading. The list goes on. I tried many things. Though those things proved to work momentarily, it didn't create a lasting effect. The worry would resurface. The feeling of hopelessness, loneliness, and confusion would all but slowly return. It was hard to obtain quality sleep as my quiet time became a worry session. So if this is you, hang in there, you got this, and things can get better. Which is why I have to share tea therapy with the world. The technique I mentioned above are all valuable. There are many roads that may help you heal. I have done and do many of the aforementioned techniques. However, before any of them had a lasting effect or an ability to help me, there was something I had to do first, which is what this book is all about. Telling myself I was all these wonderful things with I am statements while chanting positive affirmation had no lasting effect. Listening to other people tell me to believe in myself or to master my thoughts, they all helped me momentarily. And they sounded right, but I just didn't find long-term benefits from it. Being told to read the Bible or to pray longer left me feeling wrong for what I was feeling. Then guilt would set in. Now, I had no doubt God loved me, but I will admit there was a slight disconnection in my love and understanding of Him. Practicing meditation in the midst of my storms led me further down the road of frustration because I wondered, why is this not working for me? I had watched videos, read books, asked those who were practicing, why am I not getting anything from meditation and prayer? I had come to realize there was an entire mountain I had to cross with myself before any technique stood a chance in helping me long term. I was blocked. I was so full of self-rationalizations from past experiences that it left no room for acceptance of anything else. And it certainly left no room to think forward. I had to find me and bring me along in life's journey. As weird as that may sound, I had to include me. The first issue with this was I didn't know me. And that there was more to me than this person that I've seen in the mirror all these years. I was buried and didn't know it. I was in a deep, dark valley hosted by this thing we call life. I was walking on pieces of my brokenness and learning how to avoid parts of myself. I had no clue how deep hurt was and how deep I had tried to bury it. The only true wisdom is knowing you know nothing. Socrates. I'll stop right there because I don't want to read you to sleep. But I will also put a little mark here so that when I come back to do the next live, you'll be able to pick up where we left off. And I'll share another review with you that's inside the book. God bless you. I'm wishing you a wonderful Saturday. And make sure that you tell yourself at least 2 times a day, I can, I will, and I'm so worth it. Yes, you are. And remember, awareness is power. If you would like a personalized autographed book from me directly, direct message me. I'll give you my Cash App or my Venmo or my PayPal, and I will send you one directly instead of you ordering one. If not, order away. Why are you waiting? And maybe you're not ready to step into this book just yet. Maybe you don't really want to look at yourself just yet. I respect that because it's not something that's easy. And a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm going to change. That way I can, and I'll go into this in the book about how I had expected all this change to happen and how it didn't really just happen like some kind of fairy dust, or it didn't start tasting like cotton candy. So I'm proud of you. Even if you get the book and let it sit there for a minute until you're ready to tap into it. I understand. God bless you. And until next time.